Hi, I'm Suzy Rhoades with PassMasters. In this week's Questions of the Week, I will cover 10 questions related to homeowners insurance. You can expect to find these questions on your personal lines insurance exam or your property and casualty exam. Let's check out our learning management system. When does the insurer's duty to defend end on a homeowner's policy? When the policy period ends, after 3 years, when the lawyer's fee has reached $50,000, when the limit of liability has been exhausted by the payment of a settlement or judgment. So I'm going to select what I believe is the correct answer. Click check answer. I know I got it right because I got that green check mark. So the insurer's duty to defend ends on a homeowner's insurance policy when the limit of liability has been exhausted by the payment of a settlement or judgment. Cost of defense is in addition to limits. I can click show explanation and I can listen. When does the insurer's duty? All of our questions have audio explanations and full rationales for you. Mike and Holly have recently listed their home and are in the process of moving to a smaller house a few miles away. They have a homeowner's policy. Their full limit of coverage C is available in their newly acquired residence premises for how long? 30 days from the time they begin to move the property there, 10 days from the time they begin to move the property there, 30 days from when they listed their current home, 30 days from when they purchased the new house. They will have coverage for their content for 30 days from the time they begin to move their property there. Jordan has an HO4. He rents a guest house at a friend's home. He is grilling dinner. The grill is too close to the guest house when a fire starts, spreading to the main property. Which of the following would not be covered by his policy? Injury to those who live in the main home, damage to the main home, injury sustained by Jordan, damage to his contents. So an HO4 is a homeowner's policy for renters. It includes coverage for Jordan's content and liability to others. It will not cover any injury sustained by Jordan. On a homeowner's policy, liability coverage can be described as auto liability, professional liability, business liability, premises liability. Well, a homeowner's policy is never ever going to cover business liability. It's not professional liability. It's not coverage for when you drive your car. It's coverage if someone should get hurt, bodily injury, or property damage on your property. Premises liability. Julie has her property insured on an HO2. She is in the military and was transferred out of state. She packed up her belongings on May 1st and put her house on the market. How many days until her policy no longer covers breakage of glass? 45, 10, 90, 60. Breakage of glass will not be covered after 60 days of vacancy. The home has no belongings inside of it. So 30 to 60 days. 30 wasn't a choice here, so I went with the 60-day choice. It really does depend upon the policy. So in the real world, check your policy, see what your policy says. Remember, this video is designed for you to pass your insurance exam. The insurance exam in the real world are not always exactly the same. Anthony's home is insured by a homeowner's policy. A tornado rips off the roof and damages some structural beams. The insurer pays out the policy limit. This is a constructive total loss, a coinsurance claim, a total loss, excluded from coverage. So there was damage to some structural beams, but the policy paid out the policy limit. This is what we call a constructive total loss. When does an HO3 cover rain damage to contents? never, when rain is a named peril, always, when the rain damage is a consequential loss of a covered peril. That is the best answer. HO3 covers rain damage to contents. So HO3 is all risk, but contents are still named peril. So if there was wind that damaged the roof and then rain came in the roof, then the damage to the contents would be covered. It's a consequential loss. Section 1 of a homeowner's policy provides coverage for an indirect loss under coverage A, B, D, C. A is the dwelling, B is other structures, C is personal property or contents, D is loss of use, D is an indirect loss. So if the house is damaged in an earthquake, the homeowner's policy is not going to include coverage D because an earthquake is not a covered peril on a homeowner's policy. You need earthquake insurance for that. The right to recovered property applies to the insurance producer, the insured only, both the insured and the insurer, the insurer only. The right to recovered property belongs to both the insured and the insurer. You'll sometimes see this stated as the right to salvage belongs to both parties. Obviously, if there is a covered loss on the homeowner's policy and the insured keeps the salvage, the amount of claim the insurer will pay will be less. Tim has an HO3 policy. What is the lowest limit that he can carry and still have partial losses paid in full? 80% of the actual cash value, 80% of the market value, 100% of the purchase price, 80% of the current replacement cost. That is the coinsurance requirement. So long as Tim carries 80% of the current replacement cost, partial losses will be paid in full. There will be no coinsurance penalty. When you carry less than 100% of the replacement cost as a limit, you will only have coverage up to, at most, whatever that limit is that you carry. So if you carry 80% of the replacement cost and have a total loss, the most that will be paid is 80% of the replacement cost. But partial losses will be paid in full, and you will have replacement cost coverage. That's it for our homeowners insurance exam review. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn those notifications on. If you have any questions at all related to the content, just ask me in the comments below. If you'd like to check out PassMasters course offerings or to enroll in any of our programs, there's a link found in this video's description. Keep up the good work. I'll see you in another video. Bye. Study, 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 pass!